really want to understand people, just spend a few years in real estate. Not psychology, not sociology, real estate. Welcome to Friday is My Monday with Audra O'Neill. Because when someone buys a home, you're watching them make the biggest emotional and financial decision of their life, usually. The mask comes off. The truth shows up. Some people own one home for their whole life. Some people consider it something really important, and some people have many homes. So it's all these different masks that people have. And after years of doing this, in real estate, in this business, you start noticing something fascinating. Real estate doesn't just teach you about houses. It teaches you about human nature. I am constantly telling my kids, understanding human nature is the most important quality that you will have as an adult. And honestly, the same things I see happen in real estate every single day are the same things we're watching happen in the world right now. So let me explain. The first thing real estate teaches you is the fear. It freezes people. Buyers wait because they think the markets might drop. Sellers hesitate because they think the market might go higher and I might leave money on the table, but they don't account for all the money that they lost while they were waiting for that moment, because it's just moving numbers to different columns, different losses. So they wait and they wait and they wait. Meanwhile, the house gets sold to the person who simply was ready to make the decision and move forward. I see the same thing happen in our world today. People are surrounded by so much noise, so many headlines, so many opinions, and they get stuck in like the loop of decision. But the truth is, progress has always belonged to the people who've moved forward, even when things aren't perfectly clear. That is really hard to do. But you have to trust the moment and accept the mistakes when they come. The second thing real estate teaches you is people say they want to change until change shows up at their front door. That, my friend, I have learned many times. Everyone says they want a bigger house, the better neighborhood, the next level of life. But when the moment arrives, suddenly the questions start. Well, what if it's the wrong time? What if the prices fall? What if something better comes along? You just have to go with the flow, okay? And I say that curiously. What you have to realize is that many people don't actually fear failure. They fear the discomfort of change. The third thing this business teaches you is that pressure, it reveals character. You can learn a lot about someone during a multiple offer situation or a really tough inspection negotiation, and what's important to them, and where they try to pull their weight, and where rational decision making changes from, I'm just gonna not do that. Some people get calm and confused, others panic, some lead, others react, and the same thing is happening in our culture right now. When uncertainty arises, leadership becomes incredibly obvious. The people who stay calm, focused, and decisive are the ones who move forward, while everyone else is like just spinning in circles. You know what I mean? And you may have felt like this at some point, but then you got to go back and you got to grab the reins and take control. So here's another big one. Scarcity changes behavior really fast. When there are 10 houses on the market, buyers feel relaxed. When there's only one, suddenly everyone wants it. There will never be another one like this. Audra, I've got to have it today. Competition has a funny way of revealing what people truly value. The same thing happens in business, opportunity, and even leadership. When the stakes rise, the people who are willing to step forward and separate themselves from the crowd, and maybe the biggest lesson real estate has ever taught me is the loudest voices are rarely the wisest. That doesn't count for me. I'm just energetic. I'm not necessarily loud. I am loud. But really it's because I have an immense amount of energy. When someone buys a home, everyone suddenly becomes an expert, especially with Chatty Chat, right? The Chatty Chat GP. Friends, families, coworkers, the one who bought a house 20 years ago, their parents. But the people who make the best decisions are the ones who step away from the noise and focus on the strategy, the data, what you're truly looking for, and the long-term vision, and getting an advisor that has your back. And in a world where opinions are everywhere, clarity has become one of the most valuable leadership skills you can have. At the end of the day, real estate is not about the property. It's about the people who you partner with And then hope, fear, dreams, security. Those are all things that people have. A home happens to be the place where all these emotions collide. And if you stay in business long enough, you realize something really powerful. The people who win in real estate and in life aren't the ones who wait for perfect conditions. The people who win in real estate and in life aren't the ones who wait for the perfect conditions. I said that twice for you. The ones who make thoughtful decisions and take action and keep moving forward, even when the world feels uncertain, because momentum has always belonged to the people willing to move. So keep that in mind. Keep understanding that and trust your decision. Trust your instincts, because sometimes they're going to lead you to successes that you never thought you could reach, mountains you could never thought you could climb. And then one day you're going to look and you're going to be like, how did we get here? We got here because we trusted ourselves even when it was really uncertain. So that's my message for today, guys. We are working all weekend. The rodeo is here. I'm going to be there tomorrow. So welcome to Houston.